Hey guys, so I am doing a haul video today. I ordered a few brushes from e.l.f. because they're having like a 50% off sale, but I figured it's probably going to take a while to get here, so it can be included in my next haul. But alright, so there's a couple hair things first and then the rest is makeup. But I finally got a big bottle of the 3-day straight spray from John Frieda. Frieda, however you say it. What video? I think it was in my favorites video that I said I went to buy this at Walmart and there was only one left on the shelf and it didn't have a UPC, and the lady was like, this doesn't have a UPC code, like it was my fault. And that one was actually still on the shelf. I checked first. They had restocked it, but the one with no UPC code was right in the front, so that doesn't make any sense to me. I worked retail for 11 years and you don't put shit with no UPC code back on the shelf. But what was I gonna say? It's kind of a tiny bottle. I think the sample size was only 1 ounce. I don't have it right here, but this is 3 ounces. 3.5 ounces, sorry. The 1 ounce didn't last me very long, but I mean, it works so good, it's worth it. This was, I think it was $9.97 or something like that, which is kind of crazy for a hair product, but, yeah, so it's got a little, like, trigger. I don't even know how to make it work, but whatever, we'll figure that out. My hair is, I need to go wash it after I do this video anyway, so I'm sorry if it looks a little flat and bleh. The other two things are, well, actually I got more crap from Sally's, but you don't want to see gloves and hair dyeing stuff, but I did get 2 dyes. I got lavender and azure, the Ion Color Brilliance. They're supposed to be pastels. I used like half a thing of the blue and ended up not even using the purple yet, but they're supposed to be pastel, and the blue one came out like, because I already did it. I just did like the underneath of my hair, all different colors, and the pink is one that I already had. It was a Punky Colors one, but the blue came out like turquoise, so it was way darker than a pastel baby blue color, so I would definitely recommend diluting if you want actual what do you call it, pastel, to dilute it with conditioner, or they have like a, I don't know the name of it, but there's a diluting ion thing. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. It's no big deal because I've had every single color hair, so I like when it actually comes out brighter than you think it's going to. It's hard to show because it's all underneath. But yeah, the pink one was Punky Colors Flamingo Pink, and then like I said, the blue is the Azure. But that's pretty exciting if the purple is going to be darker than it looks, because purples don't usually stick in my hair that well. What else was I going to say? I kind of diluted the pink a little bit too, because I've used this pink before and it's super bright pink. Punky Colors is my favorite. It comes in a little jar. It's way better than Manic Panic. When I was a teenager, Manic Panic was all I used because that was like the most readily available crap, and I think that's like 10 bucks too, and it does not stay in my hair. No matter, I think I slept with it in a couple nights. Like I would use either the red or the pink were the ones I always bought. I don't remember the names of them, but I would like put a crappy towel around my hair after I dyed it all pink or all red or whatever and sleep with it in, and it would still only last like a week and a half. So I know some people swear by that, but it doesn't work for me. Alright, so I don't know what to do next. I finally found some of the new hard candy stuff. My Walmart, for some reason, doesn't have the new, the eyeshadows that are like, they kind of look like the Stila Countless Color pigments because they have a whole bunch of different colors in them. but they don't even have a spot for them, so I'm wondering if they're even going to get them. I doubt it. I'll have to order them online when I see them. This was something I didn't even know was coming out, but it has a new sticker on it. It's Neon Color Walk the Line liquid eyeliner, and I believe there's a blue and a green one too, but this one's called Blacklight, and it's a bright purple. I'm not the biggest fan of these types of applicators or brushes, but it is a pretty color. You need a couple of passes, like you have to put it on once and then let it dry and then do it again for it to show up well. It is a super bright purple. It is really hard to get off once it dries. Let me just tell you that right now. When the first time I swatched it after I got it home, it had dried, and then I was rubbing it and rubbing it with a makeup remover pad, and then there was still like the outline of it, and I took a shower after that, and there was still little purple spots, so it's hard to get off. That's kind of a plus when you want a long-lasting eyeliner, but it's kind of a pain in the ass too when you're trying to clean it off. So let me take it off now while it's still wet, so I don't have to deal with that later. Alright. The next thing I got was this was one of the things I was most excited about, the Highlight and Contour Cheek Duo. There's 3 different colors of this as well, but this is called Cheeks and Balances, and the blush part is like a kind of like a mauvey pink, and then the highlighter, you can't really tell, but it's very like iridescent, so I'm gonna show you. It's like a pink iridescence, and then the blush has some shimmer to it as well, and this is really pretty. I don't like just putting it on like this and then you have a block of color like that. I've been using the highlight edge and kind of like just using it like that, and then I'll take the blush and put some on and then blend it all out. I really like this so far. You don't get a ton of product. Let me see if I can put it all the way up so you can see. Like, it stops there, so that's as much as you get, but and I can't remember how much each of these things were, so I'm sorry, I will have to look it up. But I really like this so far because a lot of the times cream blushes or blush sticks like this don't work for me because my skin's oily and it kind of just fades off throughout the day. But this one blends really well. It's not oily. Kind of just blended them together, but I like that a lot so far, so I may have to pick up another one of the colors, but that one was like, that one appealed the most to me because I like those kinds of colors. And then the last thing I got, something I'm super impressed with. I'll give you a mini review now, but I'm going to do a review on the blog. They have a new eyeshadow primer and it's called Eyes the Limit. So it's a huge tube, considering eyeshadow primers are usually, well, I mean, the Urban Decay one is fatter, but I never have luck with anything other than the Urban Decay primer potion. The original one, none of the other ones, because none of the other ones work for me. They always crease. This is like the equivalent of the primer potion from Urban Decay. Like, I couldn't get over it. It is, I wouldn't say a lot thicker, but it is a little bit thicker than the Urban Decay. It's got almost like a silicone feel to it, which when the first, sorry, I'm out of frame here. The first time I used it, I was like, there's no way this is gonna work. It's gonna crease on me in like an hour, because it's got a very, very silicone feel, and then it dries and it feels almost like powder. So it does have a little bit of a tint to it, which isn't a huge deal because you put eyeshadow over it anyway. But I believe that was $5, or it was in a spot that said $5, so I didn't check my receipt. I should have checked. But it's amazing. It's lasted on me all day. I've used it every day this week, and for like the past 6 days, I would say. Amazing. No creasing, no nothing. Like, I can't even believe how awesome it works for $5, if that's really how much it was. And I mean, I want to say it makes your eyeshadow pop even more than the Urban Decay Primer Potion one. It's crazy. So this definitely gets a huge thumbs up from me. This is the best thing that's come out with the new hard candy stuff, and I highly recommend it because it's awesome so far. Alright, one new thing from L'Oreal. I forget who I saw using this. I think it was Tati. But this is the L'Oreal Silkissime eyeliner. There's no like name to it other than highlighter. That's just what it's called. It's the highlighter shade. I think they have like a black and a blue one too. This is the smoothest. This is like just putting liquid liner on. It's ridiculous. This is like a rose gold color, which is what struck me because it's so pretty. But I mean, it's so gorgeous. It just glides right on. It's super smooth. Incredibly impressed with this so far. I've used it to like just put it on the inner corner of my eyes, and it lasted all day long, didn't rub off or anything. It didn't like transfer. Sometimes if I use eyeliner over here, it'll transfer into the little lines underneath my eyes, but no problems with that so far. And it sets right away, so you can't really, if you bought the black one, I don't think you could smudge it that well. But I mean, or is it? I'm like rubbing on it and it's already set, so it's craziness. It's just a shimmery rose gold color and it's really pretty. I ended up ordering that from CVS, the CVS website, because I couldn't find it anywhere. I guess it's one of their new eyeliners. I can't get comfortable here. Okay, so I got there's 3 Wet n Wild things to talk about. I know I was highly disappointed with their 5-pan eyeshadow palette. I got the, which one was it that I got? The Art in the Streets one. If I can find it here. This one. It's just like a powdery chalky mess, and they were all matte colors, which I was kind of hesitant to get the Poster Child palette, but then again, these stupid little things that are always in it. Their 8-pan palettes, to me anyways, are their best eyeshadows. I love all the other ones that I have, so I wanted to just give it a shot, and this is a complete opposite of the quality of the 5-pan shadow. So let me show you. I don't have any primer or anything on my hands. You got like a light baby pink, a salmon color, a reddish coral, a black, a light yellow, almost like a seafoam green, a cornflower blue, and a navy blue. So some of them are matte and some of them are like, what do you call it? Satin. So this is the pink. I'm going to insert better swatch pictures as well. And then the salmon color. The pink is definitely a satin. The salmon is more of a matte. And then the reddish coral. This actually reminds me of the color in the Esperanza palette. I just thought of that. It's kind of close to that. The Wet n Wild one's a little bit darker, but it's pretty close to that color. So instead of me rambling, let's keep going here. Alright, so that is the reddish coral color. And then the black, it's supposed to be a matte black. It's not the blackest of blacks for Wet n Wild. They have some awesome matte blacks, but it's still pretty good. And then for the right side of the palette, you have a light shimmery yellow. Well, not shimmery, but satin yellow, which is pretty decent as far as yellows go. And then you get that seafoam green color. Well, I wouldn't call it seafoam green. It's actually darker than that, but I don't know a good description for that. But that one's a satin. And then you have a matte cornflower blue. See how crazy these are? These are just one swipe. I don't understand why their eyeshadows aren't consistent quality. The 5-pans should be way better than what they are. Although the only one I have is the Art in the Streets, so I can't speak for the other ones, but wasn't impressed with it. And then The navy blue is probably the least awesome swatch of all of them. Alright, so there's that. And then I couldn't find the spring 8-pan palettes anywhere, and I have a friend, Amy, that always manages to find the limited edition stuff for me, so thank you so much for sending these to me. You didn't have to do it, but I'm so glad that you did. So these are the, forget the names of them, Flirting at the After Party and Walking the Red Carpet, which I saw this gold and I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome, I have to find these. But, alright, let's do Walking the Red Carpet first. These, or this, let me take this out so I don't drop it repeatedly. You have a very neutral side and then more of a glam neutral side. So there's a, almost like a super pale skin tone color. It's a very light creamy pink, and this is a matte. And then these next three colors are actually what I have on my eyes today. This is a matte light tan color. And there was a Glamour Doll Eyes shadow from the Twilight collection that this looks just like it. I can't remember which one it was, but it might be too late, but I love this one. And then there's a shimmery kind of medium brown color. Looks like that. That's that one. And then you have a deep brown that looks like it has some copper glitter in it, but the copper doesn't really transfer. It just looks like a shimmery brown. And for the right side of the palette, you get a shimmery, almost like a vanilla color. It's like an off-white. And then this crazy looking gold. Let me just give you a close-up shot of what that looks like. It's very, very glittery, and it's got a different texture than the other shadows. It's almost like a chunky glitter, but it doesn't make a mess like Urban Decay had in their old shadow formulas, had a lot of chunky glitters that made so much of a mess, but this one doesn't really do that at all. And then underneath is kind of a deeper gold color, not as glittery as that one, but it's still metallic gold. So that's that one. And then you have a reddish brown with gold glitter in it. So I would say this is mainly a neutral palette, but it's got such pretty colors. You can go dramatic with it or just very neutral like what I have today. Like I said, I used these three browns. I just have that on my lid, I have that as a transition color, and I have that in the outer corner. So I'm dying to use the gold. I haven't decided how I'm going to use it yet, but I think I'm actually going to end up using that gold a lot with the purples from this palette. So this is the Flirting at the After Party, and it's pretty much all purples except this pinkish iridescent color up here. So this one right here is a satin light lavender color. Almost like a pale gray, but it's definitely lavender. And then you have a medium matte lavender color. And then there's a bright lavender, I guess you would say. Kind of more of a like blue-based one. I really suck at describing colors today. And then the last one on the left-hand side of this palette is a very dark, shimmery purple. Almost like a deep plum color. So that's that. I actually wore these colors yesterday. And then the right side of the palette you have, this is a really pretty color. It's like a peachy pink, but it has a pink shift to it. Hopefully the camera won't pick it up. yeah, it picks it up better when it's swatched. But it definitely has that pink duochrome to it. And then there's a violet, a bright matte violet color. Put that right next to it. And the mattes in these palettes swatch really well, which I was surprised because a lot of the times, like with that Art in the Streets 5-pan palette, they're very like chalky and powdery, and these aren't like that at all. And then you have another bright purpley color. This one is matte as well. Almost all the ones in this palette are matte. Whoops, I almost went into the other color there. That's that one. And then another dark purple, but this one is a matte. It's that one right there. So really pretty spring palettes. I never got the spring palettes that were out last year, so I was super excited when she found these for me. But yeah, the recent offerings of 8-pan shadow palettes from Wet n Wild are way better than their 5-pan ones that came out. Like I said, I only have this one. I only have the Art in the Street one, so I can't even... I would assume that the ones that they have that have shimmers in them are better because their shimmer shadows are always better pigmented anyway. But this one was just such a total fail. The colors just want to blend away when you try to blend them together. They're powdery and bleh, but these totally make up for that. Like, if you want bright colors out of the new Wet n Wild stuff, don't go for this one, go for this, which the yellow looks almost the same, but this one's more shimmery. So definitely go for the Poster Child palette. And then if you can find the spring palettes, definitely recommend them because you have purples for... There's tons of people that like purple. I love purple shadows because I have brown eyes, and I just love the way purple shadow looks on brown eyes. And then there's plenty of people that love neutral shadows, and this is an awesome neutral palette to have. Because you have all these nice neutral colors, and then you get this bam gold in there if you want to just pop it in there for a fun look. But definitely going to have reviews of all of the stuff I just mentioned on my blog, except for probably the hair color and stuff. I already did a Frizzies review on the when I got the Influenster box, but other than that, all the makeup stuff will eventually be up on the blog in review form. So that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you in my next video.